Hey, and welcome back to Mini Urban Farm. Today I'm really excited because I'm giving you guys a full tour of the greenhouse that we added. Alright, we bought a greenhouse, the Costco greenhouse, not too long ago, but we have made some upgrades and we've landscaped it, and I just absolutely love the way it turned out. So I'm going to take you on a tour today. Alright, so first and foremost, we did buy the Costco greenhouse, and now I will talk a little bit more about whether or not I think it was a good investment or not towards the end of the video, but I do absolutely love the way it looks. It's very aesthetically pleasing for a greenhouse. I absolutely love the color, the wood, everything looks absolutely beautiful. I'm just hanging out Milo here in front, chilling while I do the video. And just for reference, it is kind of like in the northeast corner, back where the well and the that garden bench is. That kind of like outlines the south perimeter of what will be the garden. And then the hedge line of feijoa bushes over there, or better known as pineapple guava, that is actually going to be the western border of the garden. All right, of course it borders, if you've watched my videos before, it borders on the food forest. I just planted out the garden arch, so I will leave a link to the description of that in the description to that video. But this is where our greenhouse is situated. So we did some landscaping. I have an entire another video on actually planting all this out, so I won't go through every single variety here, but we have some snake plants and pentas, and then I did actually put additional things around here because we had the drip line going all around, and then those are native saw palmettos, which are everywhere, so I'm not even going to try to remove them. They're a nightmare, so we have learned to work with them. We did also put in this little path, which a little dirty right now because we were doing tons of work here, but I actually really like how it's not 100% even. I did that for two reasons, one of which was it's such a nightmare to have to level out a space to be 100% completely even and level, and two, I really do like the look of like cobblestone, and so this has that kind of effect to it. I have some pretty flowers over here, and I really did want the colors here to be like pinks and purples, so I got flowers that matched that aesthetic. Right behind, or right next to the greenhouse, I should say, we have this water spigot, which I redid in one of my previous videos. I'll also leave a link to that, but this was just kind of like a PVC pipe out of the ground a couple days ago. And so this has all of our watering. So this is, it has a splitter on it, one of which is going to be for the watering line inside the greenhouse, so I can, like water in my seedlings and things like that. And then this is for all the drip lines that around the greenhouse, and then this black line actually leads out to the food forest. So then, oh, and I can't forget, I have some pretty little like boulder type things here, which actually were these two, at least, not the other one. Not that one over there, but these two, I really like the way they look because they have like all of this, like, I don't know, mossy dirt kind of stuff on them. But they were actually concrete bags that I left in the rain for like, I don't know, a long time. And then 2 years later, that's what they look like. And so I just took them out of the food forest, and now they live here. I have some snake plants on either side. And then this pad here is actually for my Jadam liquid fertilizer bin. That is going to live here, but right now it's very, very full, and that once it gets emptied out into the food forest and fertilized all the trees, then the bin goes back here. Now around the back I did the same thing. I did some landscaping. Oh. You can see kind of like the drip line coming all the way around. I did bury a little bit of it just to keep it down, but over time it'll just kind of disappear with all the pine needles and things that fall. And then I did bury it along the front portion of it so that you can't see all of the drip line, that bright blue. Okay, so into the greenhouse we go. I do like the fact that it is pretty spacious in here. It's a good size for just like my my garden area. My garden, for reference, is 3,700 square feet, give or take. And I think it's a good size for starting seedlings. Of course, like many other greenhouses would have been much bigger. However, for me, for what I'm used to, this is a pretty good size. So first of all, we have like this table here. This is just kind of standard. I did put some tiles here. These are just, I think they're 18 by 18 ceramic tiles, just because I took apart my other potting bench, and I really liked the look of these tiles, and I just left them here. So that's just good. I think I will end up putting some tiles, maybe smaller tiles that actually fit, onto the sides, because this wood is pretty, it feels very hollow. I know it's not hollow, but it just feels very not sturdy, like not very, like it would absorb water and get damaged basically. So I want to protect the wood. And I think I'll just add some tiles and that'll be good to go. Now I have my shelves up here, and I am going to put some lights. I actually have these solar lights which I'm going to hang once it's all said and done. Alan got me this. Yes, I really do need all these plants, so I thought that was a good place for that to live. I have my little watering can over here, which is functional and just really, really pretty also. My harvest basket, random spray bottles, and then just some garden tools and like harvesting stuff. I added in these little hooks that actually were repurposed from my potting bench. So I have a little cleaner, a little duster thing here that I can use for, you know, getting rid of dirt and stuff. And then I have my little hand trowels, little hand rake type things, right? And then on the inside, I added in this flooring. This is the base of it. No, it is not 100% level, so if you see some of the tiles just a tiny bit more elevated than others, that is why, but for the most part it's pretty level, and it has a base of sand underneath. These are just like 12 by 12 really cheap tiles from Home Depot, or paver things from Home Depot. Underneath I do have a lot of storage under here actually, so tons of compost, peat moss. I have 2 bins here, both of which are filled with my homemade like do-it-yourself potting soil type thing, or rather seed starting soil, and I have some vases and containers and watering cans and just things like that, random odds and ends that I've kind of just hoarded over the past couple years. And then I have a little whiteboard here of things to do in the garden, like starting seeds and weed out some of my beds and that sort of thing, and of course gloves. One thing I will say about this greenhouse is that I like it has an automatic feature, right? It does stay open most of the time because it has been hotter than heck out here lately, but theoretically it would close, and I have seen it like get not as wide as of an opening over the past couple days as the temperature fluctuates. However, that has stayed open most of the time, and it does it automatically where I don't have to open it and close it. Alright, so we bought the Costco Yardistry greenhouse, and this is by no means a review of that greenhouse. There are plenty of videos on YouTube that you can search for that are, full reviews and how to put it together and assembling it, time lapses, all of that, and this is definitely not going to be that kind of a video, or that kind of a segment in this video. However, I will say I really like the greenhouse, how it looks and how it came out. It's very pretty. I had some serious doubts when we were putting it together. It is nothing short of a nightmare putting it together. So if you're expecting a greenhouse that you can just pop the 4 walls together and connect them with the screws, that is not this greenhouse. All right, it came in about 1,000 pieces. All right, I didn't count them, but it had a lot of different pieces. The instructions were pretty clear, so nothing to complain about really on the instructions, but it took a very, very long time. It took overall 3 days, about 4-ish hours each day. Granted, we did this in the middle of summer, in the very heat of the year, so probably not a great way to start. But yeah, it was definitely not a fun thing to do. Definitely would not have expected it was going to be that much work, even from the videos that I saw doing research before we bought this. Another thing is that this greenhouse is not the best quality. The wood, for example, or the main thing, the wood is not the best quality. It smells like cedar when you open the box. And even now, inside the greenhouse, it still smells like cedar. I'm not sure what kind of cedar it is. All right, let's just put it that way. The wood dings very, very quickly. And a lot of it was like cracking or split. I'll try to insert some clips or videos or pictures that I took while we were assembling it, but I've never seen cedar wood do that kind of thing. And also, like, it wasn't, I'll just let the pictures speak for themselves. So it wasn't exactly what I expected. However, now having put it together, I like it. Would I spend $1,000 on it again? Probably not. If I were to replace it one day, I would probably buy something that was a little sturdier, or at least the wood was a little bit better quality. But now that it's here, we're not going to disassemble it and take it back. That being said, I love how this came out. I absolutely love the way that it looks, especially in this area of the garden. I think it is going to be absolutely beautiful once the landscaping grows. I literally just finished putting in the landscaping yesterday, so once it grows and just blooms, it is going to look absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to show you guys that as the seasons progress. But overall, this is our little greenhouse. If you got to this point in the video, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for watching till the end. Like, of course, if you enjoyed the video, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!